When we were driving home, we saw some people standing by the road. Their car had broken down, so we stopped to help them. We helped some people whose car had broken down. A widow is a woman whose husband is dead. I met someone whose brother I went to school with. I met a man who knows you. I met a man whose sister knows you. I have a friend who's learning Arabic. Who is learning Arabic? I have a friend who just started learning Arabic. I have a friend who's just started learning Arabic. Who has? I have a friend who has just started learning Arabic. I have a friend whose sister is learning Arabic. Her sister is learning Arabic. Whom? Whom is possible instead of who when it is the object of the verb. Joji is a person whom I admire very much. I admire him. Joji is a person whom I admire very much. Joji is a person I admire very much. I can also use a preposition whom, to whom, for whom, with whom. It's important to have friends with whom you can relax. It's important to have friends with whom you can relax. You can relax with them. With whom you can relax. Whom is a formal word, and we do not often use it in spoken English. We usually prefer to say a person I admire a lot. A person who I admire a lot. Friends you can relax with. Friends who can for friends who you can relax with. Where. We use where in a relative clause to talk about a place. Clause. We use where in a relative clause to talk about a place. I recently went back to the town where I grew up. I recently went back to the town where I grew up. I grew up there. The restaurant where we had lunch was near the airport. I'd like to live in a place where there is plenty of sunshine. I'd like to live in a place where there is plenty of sunshine. We say the day we got married. The day we got married. The year I was born. The last time we met. The last time they met. I can't meet you on Friday. That's the day I'm going away. The last time I saw her, she looked great. The last time I saw her, she looked great. You can also use that. The last time that I saw her, she looked great. The last time that I saw her, she looked great. We say, the reason I'm calling you, the reason she didn't get the job, the reason she didn't get the job, the reason I'm calling you is to ask your advice. The reason I'm calling you is to ask your advice. You can also use that. The reason that I'm calling you. The reason why I'm calling you. The reason why I'm calling you. The reason that I'm calling you. The reason why I'm calling you. There is a big pool close to where I live. 문제를 풀어봅시다. You met these people at a party. My mother writes detective stories. I met somebody whose mother writes detective stories. My wife is an English teacher. I met a man. I met a man whose wife is an English teacher. Whose wife is an English teacher. I own a restaurant. I met a woman whose owner a restaurant. No, I own a restaurant. I met a woman who is an owner of a restaurant. My ambition is to climb Mount Everest. My ambition is to climb Mount Everest. I met somebody whose ambition is to climb Mount Everest. We just got married. I met a couple who just got married. My parents used to work for a circus. I met somebody whose parents used to work for a circus. For each situation, write a sentence with whom, more formal, and without whom, less formal. You met a friend. You hadn't seen him for years. I met a friend whom I hadn't seen for years. I met a friend I hadn't seen for years. You needed a lawyer. A friend of yours recommended one. I went to see a lawyer. Whom a friend of mine recommended. I want to see a lawyer a friend of mine recommended. You called your bank with a problem. You spoke to somebody, but he wasn't very helpful. The people I spoke to wasn't very helpful. The people whom I spoke to, the people I spoke to wasn't very helpful. Tom was in love with a woman, but she wasn't in love with Tom. The woman whom Tom was in love with wasn't in love with him. The woman Tom was in love with wasn't in love with him. Complete the sentences using who, whom, whose, where. We helped some people whose car had broken down. Cemetery is a place whose people are buried. People are buried. No, where people are buried. Bury. Whose people are buried.
Cemetery.
Cemetery. A cemetery is a place where people are buried. A pacifist person who believes that all words are wrong. Pacifist. A pacifist is a person who believes that all words are wrong. An orphan is a child whose parents are dead. What's the name of the hotel your parents are staying? Where your parents are staying? What's the name of the hotel where your parents are staying? The school is only for children whose first language is not English. This school is only for children whose first language is not English. The person from I bought my car is a friend of my father's. I bought my car is a friend of my parents. The person from whom I bought my car is a friend of my father's. I live in a friendly village where everybody knows everybody else. I live in a friendly village where everybody knows everybody else. Use your own ideas to complete these sentences. I can't meet you on Friday. That's the day I'm going away. The reason was that the salary was too low. The reason why I quit the job. The reason why I quit the job was the salary was too low. I'll never forget the time when I met you for the first time. Last year was the year. Last year was the year when I felt happy. Last year was the year when I felt happiest in my life? Last year was the year when I felt happiest in my life. The reason is that neither of them can drive. The reason that I was driving, neither of them can drive. The reason that I'm gonna drive is that neither of them can drive. The last time I saw him was in my dream. Do you remember the day? Do you remember the day when we were out? Do you remember the day when we went somewhere without mask? Without a mask? Do you remember the day when we went somewhere without a mask?